What's the worst announcement your school ever made? When I was in my junior year, our principal called an emergency assembly that changed everything. As we filed into the auditorium, I noticed all the teachers had red eyes like they'd been crying. The principal's voice cracked as she announced that our beloved chemistry teacher, Mrs. Andrews, had terminal brain cancer. She only had 3 months left. The auditorium erupted in sobs. Mrs. Andrews wasn't just any teacher. She stayed late helping students with homework, bought supplies for kids who couldn't afford them, and made everyone feel special. She refused to stop teaching, saying her students gave her strength. But each week, we watched her deteriorate. Her once neat handwriting became shaky. She started forgetting things mid-sentence. Sometimes she'd pause during class, holding her head in pain. The administration hired a substitute, Mr. Parker, to assist her, but we all knew he was really there to take over when she couldn't teach anymore. He'd stand awkwardly in the back of the room, making everyone uncomfortable. One day, Mrs. Andrews collapsed during 3rd period. The ambulance came, but she insisted on finishing her lesson from the floor while waiting. She made us promise to be good for Mr. Parker. That was the last time we saw her in person. The school arranged for us to video call her every Friday. At first, she was still herself, cracking jokes from her hospital bed, asking about our weekends. But soon the calls got shorter. Her hair fell out, dark circles formed under her eyes. Our class decided to do something special. We turned our final project into a massive research paper on experimental brain cancer treatments. We worked through lunch breaks and stayed late after school, combing through medical journals. Even the bad kids were pulling all-nighters doing research. Mr. Parker caught us, and instead of shutting it down, he helped. He connected us with actual cancer researchers who answered our questions. Our 20-page report grew to 100 pages. We included every promising treatment we could find. The day we finished, we learned Mrs. Andrews had slipped into a coma. We sent the report to her husband anyway. He read it to her every day, highlighting different sections. The doctor said even in her coma, her vital signs would improve when he read it. 2 weeks later, her husband called the school. He'd shown our report to her oncologist. One of the treatments we'd found, some obscure clinical trial in Finland, was something they hadn't considered. Her doctor made some calls. Mrs. Andrews got accepted into the trial. The school turned our morning announcements into daily updates on her condition. Mrs. Andrews completed her first treatment. Mrs. Andrews' tumor shrank 3%. Mrs. Andrews opened her eyes. 4 months later, we heard familiar footsteps in the hallway. Mrs. Andrews walked into class, thin and weak, but alive. The 3 months had turned into 3 years. She's still teaching today.